continuing to speak, Sampat, any guideline on level of glycosylated hemoglobin? Because now it has come down from 7 to 6.
Yeah.
They say that more than 6 is not well controlled. So,
But unfortunately,
how long should we wait till that glycosylated hemoglobin comes down? Because blood sugar has no meaning, right?
yeah, even diabetic neuropathy is independent of sugar control, independent of HbA1c. So many this thing we don't wait for HbA1c to get control. But few clinical tips I was telling: if person has tuft of hairs on great toe dorsum, his or her vascularity is normal unless proven otherwise. I will repeat: tuft of hair on the great toe dorsum. If it is there, his vascularity is good. If it is not there, you be careful. Try to see for the vascularity changes, because neuropathy and vasculopathy combination is absolutely bad. Whatever my patients, they landed up in below knee amputation after TTC fusion, where those where neuropathy and vasculopathy was combined.
Just going along on that same case, say that same patient presented to you with proven absent pulses and very poor flow. Would you still touch him or would you leave him alone?
We will touch him, but explain him that, look, this is going to have bad prognosis, and in some of these cases we may adhere to Eliza or something like, which is little non-invasive, where you have control of little transport and patient can walk on it. Patient will not be non-weight bearing for so long, so that will change our decision making. Yeah, ankle back index, but all these things probably they are very subjective. So simple clinical tips are this: if there is absent tuft of hair on the great toe along with the neuropathy, it's a red flag sign for that patient's outcome basically. I'm going to talk about the Lisfranc injury, and I will go ahead with this case. He's a 26-year male, and he has this kind of injury. Can I get some involvement from the floor? Anyone? How do we go ahead, sir? 26-year male. Other sir, Kashyap sir, any thoughts on how do we go ahead?
Hi. Good
He's a
morning.
26-year male.
So what are the skin condition and the soft tissue condition for this
Are
case?
you worried about skin here?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like a pylon in midfoot, they are usually high energy injury. And yes, I agree that his skin condition should be seen. And usually, what we expect, it's going to be angry, isn't it? It is going to be swollen. So, fresh injury. This is absolutely day one. Absolutely day one. So, yes, huge soft tissue swelling. How do we go ahead, sir? Very
Probably
significant.
if soft tissues are not there to permit the immediate surgery, then at least I would do close reduction of this first TMT joint. But meanwhile, my soft tissue gets, ready to operate. So that's a one step probably I would add to this.
Girish sir, do you agree that close reduction of Lisfranc, is it to be done?
Sir, it is almost impossible to get the close reduction because of the fracture geometry and the dislocation of the multiple metatarsals. It is not a problem of first and second metatarsal gaping only. So we are looking the separation of the metatarsal up to the fifth also. So we need a thorough study to, like CT scan, to know the exact fracture pattern and the dislocation. And
This is for you, sir. We'll go a little this thing because then we can finish the case. This is it. Some more pictures.
yeah, so if you see here, almost second, third, if I am able to see it, they are dorsally dislocated, and the first is almost medially dislocated. And in this situation, sir, if you wait even for the longer time, you may not get the significant reduction of the swelling.
Yeah,
Because
we'll go ahead, sir. I will need your opinion in next few this thing. So he has brought important point that diagnose all the components of injury. It is looking like first, but first, second, third, fourth, five, all five have been displaced or dislocated. So diagnose all the components. But as we discussed last time, again these sections probably won't yield much information unless again you go to the console and align it like this, because you see this is how they take the cuts again as orientation to the ankle. But what we want is this. isn't it? Then only it will give you adequate information about the midfoot joints. So again, go back and see yourself. I will just show you how to read these CT scans. They are very important to know. This is not the CT scan of this particular patient, but I'm just going to show you. See this. Yeah. Now see this. How to read this CT scan? In concentric joint which is not parallel, joint surfaces which are not parallel, they were gone. I mean, those joints were unstable. So those TMT joints which are unstable, they are not going to be concentric, they are not going to be parallel. This CT scan is not of not this patient. I've just shown you how do we look at this CT scan. So again, timing of surgery, as Dr. Kashyap sir said that he is going to do close reduction. We do agree with you, sir. See, this was the close reduction was done, and see the difference. I mean, as Girish sir said, it is not possible to have a complete reduction, but see the amount of pressure of these bones on the soft tissues. Definitely, it is less. Definitely, skin can breathe some days. Yes, sir. Please. Yeah, I'm going to show the video also, because why this close reduction is not going to be possible beyond this, as Dylan has raised the point. I have a video of this, and I'm just going to show why this close reduction cannot be beyond this. First is under anesthesia, this was done, and longitudinal traction, but it was not possible to go beyond this. Why? I will just show you. I will just show you the reduction technique. Now, see this hugely displaced first metatarsal, and it was not possible. But still, some reduction, whatever we accepted it. And this is a video of open reduction, and what makes it impossible? See this. This was a medial utility approach, medial malleolus to the great toe. See this. Tibialis anterior gets interposed between that. This is the tibialis anterior, and this is a reduction tip. Homans, first concavity down, rotate, and the concavity up. This is in foot and ankle I use everywhere, because it is a absolutely atraumatic. In calcaneum and everywhere I use it. See this, and then I rotate it and just reduce it. I have taken out the tibialis anterior, and as I said, it is not possible to get beyond it. Why? Because tibialis anterior was interposing, and then K-wire was done. See this, never start case without stress view. This is stress view. Stabilize the hind foot and abduct the forefoot. Then you will come to know what are the joints which are unstable. So do not start without the stress view. Lisfranc case, don't start without this thing. Palpate the pulse before inflating tourniquet and mark this. This I am marking, as Giri sir said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All were this thing. All metatarsals were involved. So my question now to Chetan sir. See, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do we go ahead? How do we plan the incisions, and what kind of fixation you will anticipate?
We'll obviously need 2 incisions in the foot, standard 2 incisions, and implants, either screws or plates. Nowadays, I have shifted to plates.
Plates, but
Uh,
all
The
1 to
first
5.
2 were, no, 1 and 2 will be rigid, 3, 4, 5 will be mobile, flexible.
Okay, so let me show you, and then we can have discussion on this. Medial approach, we took it for the first, and this is the again medial utility approach. Goes sharp but layer by layer. Again, tibialis anterior needs to be protected. Reduction and transfixed with a K wire, which is a temporary K wire. See, medial to lateral, because then only you will be able to put this back second to first. Medial to lateral, reduction from medial to lateral. Okay. Now we are using either 2.4 or 2.7 mm. 2.4 mm plate is good plate, and just slide it below the tibialis anterior, and fix it with the screw. Depending on where the instability is, I have extended this till navicular, cuneiform, and the first metatarsal. So this is how we got the fixation done. Do not underestimate intercuneiform instability. Then make the foot supine and dorsal approach, just lateral to the vessels which you have palpated. Again, sharp dissection, layer by layer, and identify this. See this. This is the EHB, extensor hallucis brevis muscle. Extensor hallucis longus tendon, we know. See this. Extensor hallucis brevis is absolutely at the second TMT joint, Lisfranc. Medial to it is vessel, and absolutely there is the second TMT joint. Okay, and see the instability, how unstable it is, and see that diastasis. This is the diastasis where you will get some interposed periosteum or something. See, I did not dissect. It has been dissected by trauma itself. So it is that unstable, and remove everything soft tissues from the diastasis here, and then reduction tip. Now see the reduction tip. It is dislocated dorsally and laterally. So my pointed reduction clamp should be applied one tongue laterally and dorsally, and one tongue medially and plantar. I will repeat, dorsal and lateral and medial and plantar. And then this is the K-wire. See, this K-wire is not transarticular. It is not through across the second TMT joint. It is from second to first cuneiform. And this is the for screw. And see this, lateral fifth is fixed only with the K-wires. So medial column, rigid fixation, lateral column is with the K-wire. And dorsally plate for the second. What screw we put is called as home run screw or Lisfranc screw, that is from second to first cuneiform, and a dorsal plate. Okay, and this is it. This is how we have fixed dorsally as well. I will just show you the final fixation and final follow-up as well. So dorsally, dorsal plates are recommended now because screws across, they damage the articular surface. See all these lines. These lines are all seen in AP oblique views. Lateral border of second, lateral border of cuneiform. These all should be seen. Medial border of third and medial border of third. They all should be matching. Okay, and laterally also it should be good. Keep them non-weight bearing for 3 months and then give medialar support for almost 6 months. This is the post-op X-ray. Keep this K-wire for 6 weeks and remove this K-wire. This is the post-op X-ray and this is the final X-ray. Yes, sir.
Since all the 5 were dislocated, is there no need to fix the third and the fourth?
Yes.
With K-wires either?
Yes. So we checked for third and it was stable. So that's what.
But otherwise, if it is not stable, you would add K-wires, right?
So for that, I will tell you one sentence. Medial column is rigid, needs rigidity. Lateral column is mobile, can be fixed with K-wire. Just see your hand. Just see your second metacarpal, move your second and third metacarpal and move your fifth metacarpal. This lateral column is that mobile. Similarly, in foot, the lateral column is mobile at Lisfranc joint, so can be fixed with K-wire.
Right. So now that we are shifting more and more towards plates, panning plates, and K-wires for the lateral 3, what is your protocol for implant removal, and when do you allow weight bearing?
So
with the plates now. Initially, with screws, we used to immobilize for a longer time.
yeah, so none of these screws are crossing the joint. The Lisfranc screw is across the second metatarsal to the medial cuneiform. So I remove the K-wire after 6 weeks and I don't remove the plates. But as Dhillon sir yesterday said, we inform them that that may break. When they break, they give you pain for 1 month. Usually they break after say 6 to 8 months. They give pain for 1 week and then it settles down.
Would you then remove it before they break or no?
No, I don't remove it.
Sampat,
Yes, sir.
when there is a only ligamentous frank, what are your indications for fusion and how do you treat?
Yes, sir. There was interesting paper by Coetzee in 2012 when he recommended isolated ligament injuries are very unstable and he recommended fusion day 1. But I don't do that. Reason for that is, as we saw in video, there are very less soft tissues around the Lisfranc joint, and that's why they don't go for fibrosis and stability. That's why he recommended fusion. But now the literature says that it is same both ways, and I have not done personally fusion for fresh ligamentous Lisfranc. I usually do plating, and usually they settle down. But yes, his paper talks about fusion in.
What are your indications for fusion?
Uh,
No indication.
No, that's not the case. You get crushed bones, first and second rate crushed bones, when you cannot reconstruct. So now you have those, Sunil was talking to me, you have those quadrilateral plates. So we now are more aggressive in fusing the crushed bones. Number one. Number two, purely ligamentous injuries are usually injuries in athletes. If you fuse the medial column, they will not be able to go to the same level of athleticism. So there is a school of thought from Germany, Stefan Remelt, etc. are doing it. Even in our AO foot and ankle book, it is done. They say if you cannot do things like tightrope and they come to you late, use a hamstring graft to try and reconstruct it.
Oh,
Sorry. Farmers. That is hind foot. I'm talking about a gymnast who talk on ballet dancers, tip 2. Hind foot is subtalar joint. And for the farmers, actually, if they have to do heavy work, for pure, and let's not confuse this. Purely ligamentous, you got no bony injury. It's only a gap between the first and second. Lisfranc has gone, and usually the displacement is not gross. So it's just that thing, and it converts to pain because the ligament doesn't heal very well. So if-
Sampat, do you have the same plating and for the ligamentous injury, or there is any change?
no, same, sir.
Same. You did this like this. The
Yes.
same thing should be done for the ligamentous injury.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
There is a
Next,
difference. There is a difference. In the ligamentous injuries, there may not be a displacement of the first ray. The key point here is we are building up the foot onto the first ray. If there is no displacement, then a quadrilateral plate which holds the second to the first may be better.
So,
You bend
But
the
any role of plating the third ray? Recently
Yes.
had one where after doing the KY, the third was still jumping out.
Yes. First, second, and third
That's what-
need
so-
plating. 4, 5
Are-
hours.
So third also you need to plate occasionally.
Yes, first, second, third. So, just to summarize the
contour the plate.
yes, the dorsal little angulation was given. So you have to suspect the injury. Unless we suspect injury, we are not going to diagnose it. We have to do stress view. As I told you, hind foot should be stabilized, forefoot should be abducted. Medial column, I'm talking at Lisfranc joint, because this is totally reverse at Chopard's. At Lisfranc joint, medial column is rigid, needs rigidity. Lateral column is mobile, can be fixed with K-wires. This is absolutely reverse at the Chopard's. Chopard's, that is talonavicular joint, is most mobile, needs mobility. So that is very important.
Thank you, sir.
Sampat, one more.